What's going on, guys? It's your boy James E. Anderson. I'm sitting here with my brother Robert Lawson. We're chopping it up about money. We're talking about his new course that he actually has out.
Yes,
Talking about, man, it's the best month that you can actually do it in Financial Literacy
that's
Month.
right.
So I'm super excited to be chilling here. We're actually in the Detroit Foundation Hotel in their podcast studio. Dope setup. You can see, man, we're official. Got that on air up there, So we coming to you guys live here in the studio. And I'm not going to talk too much because I want to let you guys know and get the information from Robert because he got some great things he's going to share. So for people who do not know you, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
All right. Well, my name is Robert Lawson. I'm a investment professional. I do this every day for a living, 9 to 5. My job right now is I manage what are called the alternative investments for one of Michigan's largest endowments. So I take care of all the private equity, hedge fund, private debt, venture capital. I go out, I find those opportunities for my employer. We invest in those, and we take those monies and reinvest that back into the community by providing free or low cost patient care, along with some other things. So I really love what I do. I love that I'm impacting the community in a positive way through finance, and I want to, transition that to a larger population. So that's why we're here today.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, just so we can make it official, right? How much you got under like management right now? What you working with?
So you can look me up on LinkedIn. You'll see who I work for.
Okay,
So I'm
okay.
not gonna say it on here,
Yeah.
but it is a public entity, and if anybody looked up there, I don't know, financial records that are public knowledge, they will see this for themselves. But
We're talking
total,
about B's though, not M's.
yeah,
We're
total.
talking about B's.
We stand at about 5.1 billion today.
Okay.
Like I said, I manage all the alts, just for short, alternative investments in that. Alts last year, so being responsible for the alternative investment portfolio, my portfolio did 18% last year.
Okay.
The market overall was down 5%.
Down a little bit.
So that's what I'm doing at work. That's testament to my experience and how I approach the market, and that's the mindset that I'm sharing in the class.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I think that's so dope because by you're out there, you're obviously being trusted with large sums of capital to do things with in the investment world, and you got here, but obviously there was some steps, there's some levels.
Yeah.
So tell me how you got here. Tell the people who are watching like how you got here.
Yeah. So it was really interesting that I don't come. A lot of people think that when someone's in this type of role, they're coming from a background that reflects that, and I'm absolutely not. My mom was a secretary,
Okay.
and she was very on top of me about financial literacy. So when I turned 18, I had read enough and learned enough that I knew I wanted to day trade at that point.
Right.
And I was day trading Forex. So this was 15 years ago.
Right. Before it
And
was popular.
Before it was popular. 15 years ago, when there weren't bots, there weren't, ways to automate your trading and all of that. It was very manual or technical. But I got addicted to it. So, I'm 18 years old. I started off with $1,000. Over the course of a summer, I made enough profits to start a motorcycle collection.
Okay.
What else would an 18-year-old guy do with that kind of money? So I had 3 bikes. I bought all three of those off of my profits from Forex trading. And that really solidified in my mind that this was something I wanted to do long term. So, I got to get an internship with a major broker. And from there, I went through a few different positions to now I'm in what's called institutional wealth management.
Okay.
And I've gone from working with individuals, and these are individuals who only have $200 a month to invest, or it may be individuals who have, $200,000 at one time to invest. So I've run the gamut on the personal side, and I've been doing the institutional side now for, I want to say about 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So we're here to talk a little bit about the course, and the course's name is?
So the school name is Candlesticks Investing
Okay.
Education, and within Candlesticks right now are 2 courses. Those are Intro to Investing and Day Trading. So we can talk a little bit more about what's in those.
All right.
Yeah.
So intro to investing, day trading, intro to investing, day trading, and that's
Right.
dope. So it almost kind of sounds like you got 2 particular schools going on there. So
Right.
let me ask you this question:
Yep.
for the intro to investing, what's like the target market for that particular course?
Yeah. So, I know a lot of people might, hear this, or they might go look at the class and they're thinking, is this for me? Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the question that we're asking. And the idea is, first ask yourself, do you have the knowledge or comfort to do it on your own? It's not for one age set or one set of income or wealth. It's really for anybody who wants to get there but isn't there yet.
Okay.
Wherever you might lay on the age scale or income or wealth scale, if you have the desire to manage your own investments, or even if not necessarily that, you might want to be able to talk to your broker and feel confident that he's not giving you just lingo and you have no idea what's going on.
Giving you a sales pitch.
Right, giving you a sales pitch, right? Like, let's not be mistaken that when you are working with someone who is compensated on what they sell you, they have an interest in guiding you in one direction or another because it impacts them. I've been in that seat before, and I can speak to that from experience. So I'm not disparaging that. But I think if you do want to work with a broker and not, do it on your own, you should still have the knowledge to go in there and not be sold something that might not work for you.
Right.
So this is really for anybody who just wants to be more involved in managing their investments, because at the end of the day, we are all aging. We're all getting older. Our parents are at that age. You might have parents or grandparents who are struggling in retirement.
Right.
I don't want to be there. I don't want anyone that I care about to be there. And if I'm going to share that information with them, I'm happy to share it with everybody. Why would I hide that?
Right.
So that's who this course is for.
That's dope. And real quick, I know it's like, for me, I saw the course, right? And I appreciate you for letting me, be on the project, go through and look at things. So typically for me, I'm a person that's, I'm a buy and hold investor, right?
Yep.
I'm a low risk, but I like to acquire a lot with minimal risk and kind of hedge, any type of losses and things like that. And even for the sophisticated person, like people will quote unquote, I'm not Wall Street, but people call, like you probably contact you and ask you, what's going on in the marketplace and things like that. When I looked at the day trading course, even for a person like me, I saw some opportunities in there to actually like even take my level of sophistication and analyzing stocks like to the next level. So like give them the quick synopsis of, the day trading course for people that could be watching, that could be a little bit more advanced, that, might just want to dive into that off the top.
All right. So the day trading course kind of harkens back to my experience as an 18-year-old. And like I said, I took $1,000, and motorcycles aren't cheap. It's not a cheap hobby. But I bought 3 off of $1,000, just turning that over again and again, making profits. And what I needed to do at the time was, for people who don't know Forex is a global market. It's 24/7, 365. It has 3 hubs in Hong Kong, London, and New York City.
Okay.
As one hub closes, the other opens, and the market goes on. So the idea in Forex, you can trade all the time. There's no off switch, right? And with that type of volume and with that type of like mental demand, you need quick signals. You need to be able to identify something very easily and move in or out of it as your situation dictates.
Right.
So what I've done is taken what I did back then, added a little bit to it based on what I've learned in, my career. And I take you from how a chart looks, just the very basic, this is what you see when you log in. And one step at a time, we add a new tool. I explain what that tool does. I explain whether it's telling you the direction of the market, whether it's giving you a signal of a breakthrough or a breakout, and whether we get confirmation on that signal. And then finally, we sum that up with how to set up a trade so that you have a stop loss. And I know we're getting kind of technical.
Yeah,
this is
good stuff.
This is what people encounter when they talk to a broker, and they're like, "Oh my God, stop loss!"
Yeah.
Stop loss, market order. What are you talking about? But it goes through for those more sophisticated investors, because this is not something that is necessary to get to retirement. Right. This is something that I have 2 or 3 years before I make this big purchase, and I want to maybe see if I can grow the money I have, right?
Okay.
So this is people that want to take money out of the market today.
Got you.
And buy motorcycles.
Right. Okay.
So,
that's dope. So you're more sophisticated person that wants to get some money, and I'm not gonna say cash quick,
right,
but I'm gonna say who wants to be actively pursuing getting and generating a profit.
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So real quick, one of the biggest things that I always tell individuals is that you have to invest in yourself.
Right.
Right. You have to get the knowledge. It's nothing better than you learning something, or you putting, you taking the time to go back into yourself and absolutely gaining some knowledge,
Right.
gaining a skill set, learning
Right.
something different, changing that mindset, and really taking yourself to your next best version of yourself.
That's right.
So a person that's coming to you, how do they fit in that whole, invest in yourself, and what's kind of your thoughts of how this can be tailored towards them?
So one of the things that kind of got me thinking about starting a course like this in the first place is a lot of my friends, they know what I do for a living, and they would constantly ask me, Robert, what should I invest in? Where should I put my money? Where are you putting your money? Right. And, it got to the point where I'm not going to name names, but it's one guy who might see this video. And like, this is probably the point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to put it out there so people can stop asking me questions.
Right.
He's like, Rob, come out, let's get some drinks. And I think we're going out to have fun.
Yeah.
And then it's like 3 people there. He's like, yeah, tell them about investing.
You went there to do some work?
Well, first buy me a beer.
There you go. There
I
you
didn't
go.
come here for this, right? So, but I ended up doing it. And, people have this tendency to ask that question
Right.
before they ask. And this goes back to that old saying about, teaching a man to fish, right? And to make a more contemporary example, what about teaching yourself to cook?
Right.
If you're in a position where you're always going out to eat, you'll get sick.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be broke. You might eat something that is terrible for you, have an allergic reaction, right? So doing that versus just learning how to cook is how I might compare, the idea of tell me what to buy versus educate me on how I can figure that out for myself.
Right.
So that's what the thrust of these courses are, is to really empower you as an individual to either have the knowledge so that nobody can speak over your head, or to be able to do it yourself because you have the knowledge anyway.
Right.
But the first step is not, tell me what stock to buy, because that stock might be appropriate for me. It might not be appropriate for you, and it might not be appropriate for you when you're ready to buy. But by giving you the information to evaluate that and make those decisions on your own, to know what the right questions to ask are and what to look for in the market, that's really, what you're getting at in terms of investing in yourself first.
Right. That's dope, because I like what you say, that, and what works for you is what's going to work for you. And I always say a joke, like, it's personal finance. It's personal finance. Emphasis on personal means that one strategy is not for, everybody.
That's
It
right.
cannot be mass marketed, which is like super dope with what we got going on. So a lot of information in the course, a lot of great value. So let's get down to the technical details for the people
Right.
that's watching. What's actually included?
All right. So if you follow the link below, all right, there's a link at the bottom of this video. It'll take you directly to the Candlesticks Investing Education page, where if you just share your email address, you get access to 5 of the video lectures. So the way these courses are structured is they are video lectures. The idea is they're short enough that you can watch one while you wait on your lunch order.
Okay.
People don't want to be barraged by, oh my God, I have a 40-minute video I have to sit through. I don't have time for that. I don't know who does in this day and
Right.
age. So the course is really designed to be simple, quick, easy to understand, very easy to reference back to. Video lectures that are accessible 24/7, 365. It's not a class that you have to log in at 8 o'clock on Thursday. So with these video lectures, we go through a few different things as far as like setting up mindset, understanding the correct account type, how to search for a good investment, how to complete a trade, how to analyze your statement, and then how to rebalance. That's something that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to managing their investments. But the thing is, let's say my grandmother, God bless her soul, she passed a couple of years ago, but she was 95 when she passed.
Oh, wow.
She should not be invested in the same thing I'm invested in.
Right.
Because of our age difference, we should have very different portfolios. And it's not that you just suddenly change. That's not how it works. To rebalance is to gradually move to a more conservative portfolio to protect your capital. Right. And I know these are things that people are hearing like, oh my God, rebalance, I can't do that. Yes, you can.
Right.
You absolutely can. It's not hard, but we go through how to do that in the course. So
That's dope.
that's how they're set up. That's a little bit of the content that's there. And again, once you share your email address, you get a free preview of those courses. So
you give them a little taste.
Just a little taste
before we commit. Okay.
And those free previews are available to you permanently. It's not something that's going to time out. So you get 5 videos that you can see. at no cost, and it's really going to educate you and let you know who I am as an individual and how committed I am to making sure that you get everything that you need from these courses, because why else do it?
The thing that's crazy about it is that when people learn about finance, right? You got they call them like sacred cows, things that people say that's just out there. And what is it like? They say like one of the ninth wonders of the world is compound interest.
Right.
And so many people, they say, well, if you just invested $500 back into Walmart, it'll be so many $1 million.
Amazon when it was $3.
When it was $3. If you bought Apple when they were in the garage,
Right.
you'll have all this money.
Right.
And one thing that I found really profound about the course is that you actually went through with your children, and they have their own investment accounts.
They do.
And when you think about, what's your older son? What's his age?
He's 15 right now.
15 right now. So he's got his own investment account that's funded, that's doing trades, that's making money, and you go right there to show that the money's actually there, kind of walking through people what it is. And he's a 15-year-old.
Right.
So essentially, 2019 is his 1973.
That's right.
He can be investing in something that'll be the next Walmart, that'll be the next Apple. Like I say, they say compound interest is glorious, but what I found is that so many people never participate. They just talk about it.
Right.
So what ends up happening is that year after year after year, decade after decade goes past,
Right.
and nobody really gets a chance to participate. So let's just say, for instance, you got somebody that's coming in that's new to investing. They don't have a funding account, but they're ready to get started. What's like a key takeaway that they get from the course?
Sure. So, one of the first things you'll see in that free preview is a video on mindset, right?
Okay.
And you mentioned sacred cows. Like, people think there's something mystical about investing, right? And it's really not. So if you just randomly picked stocks in 1928, right, the year before the Great Depression, just invested broadly in the market. So, the biggest companies at the time, most of those companies don't exist today. Very few of them survived until today. But if you just broadly invested in the market, your salary in 1928 might have been $4,000. You put 5% of that salary into it, you'll be over $1 million today.
Wow.
And that's making no changes. So you put 5% in the market, and the next year comes and your investments like go down to a penny, right? That's, I don't know, that's somewhere around where the number would have worked out to be.
Right.
And you just said, you know what, I don't have the heart to look at it again.
Right.
So there's not any mystery to it. The thing is being able to identify what's appropriate for you. And just like you said, personal finance. So there's a lot of things out there. In the course, I think we start out, I show 8,000 mutual funds, and then we drill that down to like 5.
Wow.
Right? So there's a thinking process that I go through at work, the same thinking process that delivered that 18% return when the market did 5 down. That thinking process is what you're going to see in that course. And being able to take people to say, look, it's 2019, right? Compound interest, I just demonstrated, $200 in 1928 will be $1 million if you never touched it, right?
Right.
The key is to get involved, right? There's nothing mystical about it. I know it can be intimidating. I know it can be frustrating because you might log in, 6 months after you made a trade and you're like, oh my God, I'm not making 18% like Robert did. That's fine. I go through the mindset that will enable you to be a strong mental investor, because it's not just the right picks, it's having the mental fortitude to say, I know those are the right picks and I'm going to be committed to my plan, because shifting tides never build anything, right? So, that thinking, that mindset, that empowering you to get started today, because today is always one step closer to your retirement date. And the longer you wait, the shorter time horizon, shorter runway you have to get airborne and have a successful retirement. So, the main thing is empowering people to go ahead and not be left behind, like you said.
That's what's up. I think that's super cool, man. Like what you got and what you got planned there. And I'm super excited for it, that people, it's out there, for people to get access to that. And honestly, for what the value is there and what you put there and the quality and the things that's there, even a person of who knows about money saw a great value in there. So I know that people who are coming that's maybe not so savvy, who wants to learn investing, who wants to like kind of get that ball rolling, they're gonna get some awesome value out of it.
Thank you.
So where can people like contact you at? They got questions, they ready to get started.
Yeah.
How do they get with you?
So yeah, again, follow the link. Once you get to that link and get to the free preview, I'm going to have your email information, and I'm going to reach out to you immediately with your 5 links to get to that course. Now, if you just want to send me an email directly and say, Robert, I'm really specifically interested in this topic. Is that covered in the course, or can you add it to the course? Please do. I'm looking forward to that feedback. My email address is robertwlawson@candlesticks.com. That's candlesticks spelled with a K, and it's plural, so there's an S at the end. I want to hear that feedback. I want to interact with you. I want to engage with you to make the course impactful. My goal, I have not succeeded if you don't finish that course and say, I'm so glad I did that. If you come out of that course and you're like, it was some things that I wish I could have gotten, let me know. Those will be added, and you will have access to those, additional lectures at no additional cost.
No.
But I want to interact with you. I don't want to get you signed up in this course and then leave me alone.
Right.
I want to hear from you. I want to interact with you. In fact, I plan on doing a live stream once a week.
Okay.
So even if that's something that you're interested in, keep an eye out for it. Definitely go and let me get your email address, because then I can let you know, hey, I'm going to have a live stream starting in a few weeks, and I'm just going to do a market recap. So every day when I go into work, I have to put out a market recap to leadership at the company. So the CEO is going to say, oh my God, how much cash did we make in the market this week? And I need to be able to produce that number immediately, or else, I might not be able to do what I love to do.
Right.
So the idea is to, what I'm doing every day at work, why not give that to you guys as well? So I'm going to be doing a live stream once a week. I'm thinking probably Fridays and Saturdays for people who, have different availabilities. But please engage with me. Email me. Share your email address. Let me know what it is that you want to see or what you want to accomplish in the course, and we can definitely get that done.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, like I say, guys, the link will be below. You guys can go check out the course, get your free videos, get the information behind the intro to investing in the day trading course, which is super dope. It's some great value there. And I just wanted to kind of just come down here, kick it with Robert for a little bit, let you guys kind of see what he actually got going on, because he got some things actually cooking. So we can sit down and talk about money all day long, right? That's just what we like to do.
Yep.
But we want to make sure that you guys, we don't take up all your time. You guys can take some action. You can go ahead and get yourself set up. Like I say, Robert gave his information. You can contact him directly. I'm going to even let you harass him a little bit. Send him a DM, like DM and everything if you see this video.
Definitely.
But for this, guys, that's it. It's your boy, James D. Anderson, hanging out down here. Shout out to Detroit Foundation Hotel, letting us get the studio for the day to come give you guys some tremendous content and kind of talk through some things. So I look forward to hearing you guys, hearing the responses, seeing what you guys are getting out of it, and then we'll get to you guys next time. Peace.
Yeah, thank you for watching us.
Awesome.